This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening. I'm Sabrina Brown. Thank you for joining us. Topping the news tonight, police say they are making progress in the investigation into that double murder in Holmes Rock on Sunday. Authorities say they are following significant leads and are again appealing to the public for its continued support. Tonight, community leaders in West Grand Bahama are taking a stance against the growing level of violence in the country. Atalia Hall reports.
No life should have to be taken in any manner, but for it to happen the way that it did, it's truly a tragedy, and the entire community of Holmes Rock is mourning.
Members of the tranquil community of Holmes Rock are saddened by the brutal slaying of Barry and Sheena Johnson. The couple were found shot to death at their apartment complex in Holmes Rock on Sunday. Barry grew up in that community, and residents say the news of their tragic passing is unbelievable.
I've known Barry for about 20 years because he actually stood in my wedding. So I've known him and his family for a very long time. Sheena, I would have just gotten to know over the last 3 to 4 years, an up-and-coming young educator. In fact, I had spoken with her Thursday night. I was at 8 Mile Rock High for a meeting, and she was helping to get the room ready, and I was able to congratulate her on her recent promotion of senior mistress.
Barry, from my knowledge of him, was a very quiet, was very peaceful, was very loving, soft-spoken, and he was just a kind-hearted person. So to have heard what had happened to him that's what made the thing such a shock.
These residents say it's extremely difficult and disappointing because Barry Johnson was a well-known and respected member of that community.
He was a very affectionate person, and the whole Johnson family has been a pillar in this community for many, many years, and a very respected family.
It's a shock. No community should have to go through that. No family should have to go through that. We know we all have to die one day, but to take a life so tragically it's not a nice thing.
Community leaders say this is another indication of the state of crime in the country. They believe something must be done to eradicate the criminal element.
I want the young men everywhere to desist and surrender their lives to Jesus Christ.
I think we can do much to try to prevent crime through crime prevention. That's why the church and organizations do much to encourage young people and engage them so that they would not lead a life of crime.
We need to learn to love one another. We are just too filled of hate and envy and malice and jealousy. I think if we were to get rid of that, crime would be a thing of the past.
Italia Hall, ZNS Network News.
Meantime, the search continues for a man who has been missing for the past 4 weeks over in San Salvador. It has been an emotional roller coaster for his family. Here tonight, his father, Bishop Godfrey Williams, says they are still looking for answers. Kimberly Mullings has the story.
I am still holding on to life. Since there's no closure, I believe that he is alive. Whether he's on the island or not, I do not know. I believe he is off the island. I believe he is in Nassau. However that might happen, the possibilities are there.
A month has passed since he was reported missing, and the Williams family is still holding on to their faith. Bishop Godfrey Williams is hoping for his son, Pedro Williams' safe return home. The 40-year-old father of 3 was supposed to renew his wedding vows the day after he went missing.
I was a bit disturbed emotionally due to the fact that we spoke about the renewal of his marriage, listening to his voice saying that how he was happy for the 18 years that he had spent and was willing to go through another 18 years plus.
Though leaning on his faith, Bishop Williams says as a father he is unable to say how, what, or where it hurts him most.
It's almost like you go into the doctor and the doctor pressing you have pain, and he asks you, is it hurting here? Yeah. Is it hurting there? Yes. Is it hurting there? Yeah. It's hurting all over. From 1 to 10, how much does it hurt? It's just hurting, and it's hard to say which area hurting more than the other.
From time to time, Bishop Williams says he gets emotional when faced with the harsh reality that his son is nowhere to be found.
It happened so suddenly, and now I was hoping by now we would have had some feedback on his from his WhatsApp or texting. Well, of course, the police are doing the best that they can do, and I want to thank them for their help and so forth like that. But they have not found anything yet.
He's making an appeal to his son if he's out there listening.
Come home. I have much for you, and we want to demonstrate even more love and appreciation if you will just strike your blow of deliverance. There are many persons who really love you in spite of your present state and condition.
Bishop Godfrey and his family are requesting the prayers of the nation at this time as they seek closure to this entire ordeal. Kimberly Mullings, ZNS Network News.
Anyone with information on the whereabouts of Pedro Williams is asked to contact the nearest police station. Immigration officers nabbing 5 illegal migrants just as they were preparing to leave the shores of Grand Bahama for the United States. Yesterday, officers acting on information went to the Taino Beach area where they found 3 Haitian males hiding inside a boat that was moored in a canal in the Taino Beach area behind a private home. Reports say the vessel wasn't in good working condition and the men were unable to produce proof of legal status in the Bahamas. The men claim that they recently arrived in Nassau from Haiti on board a boat and were brought to Grand Bahama on board another vessel. They were taken into custody and processed by immigration officers. The 3 Haitian men, along with a Haitian woman and child, were all transported to New Providence to await repatriation. The Immigration Department is thanking members of the public for their continued assistance in providing information relative to the harboring of illegal immigrants and encourages residents to continue to work with the department as it endeavors to rid the country of illegal immigrants. In other news, construction is now underway on a 4th traffic circle on the busy East Sunrise Highway. City management officials say these roundabouts are cost-efficient and enhances the level of safety on the streets. Kimberly Mullings fills us in.
In an effort to cut costs while ensuring safety, the Grand Bahama Port Authority is constructing a roundabout at the intersection of Coral Road and East Sunrise Highway. City Manager Troy McIntosh says the purpose of the roundabout is to give the busy intersection a much-needed upgrade.
Roundabouts are a lot safer and they're a lot cost-effective. And so when management look at the cost of a circle versus the cost of a light, it was an obvious decision and solution.
McIntosh says providing maintenance for the traffic lights would cost the city $300,000 versus the minimal maintenance of a circle.
You're looking at stocking parts, and for example, some of the other circles, we just ordered parts in excess of almost $6,000, and these are just the bulbs. We have to maintain those. We have to pay for a technician on a monthly basis to maintain all of our lights, our flashing lights, and those things are checked and maintained daily.
The project got off to a late start, but the city manager is asking the public to be patient during construction time, starting with overhead infrastructure being buried. The roundabout is estimated to be finished by late October.
We have a contractor who's very good at traffic management, and we have some information that we will put out hopefully this week, allowing the public to know where the detours are, because there are a lot of detours that around this area where you can avoid the heavy congested area during particularly school hours. And so we ask the drivers to just be informed. Where you know there are routes, take them, detour routes. In addition to that, leave home early. You know, with any construction or upgrade of an intersection, there will be delays.
In terms of safety, McIntosh added that roundabouts should be approached at 20 miles per hour, and their findings conclude that the majority of accidents on the island results from not adhering to speed limits.
Circles, in terms of studies, have shown that they're a lot safer and they're more efficient at moving traffic once they are adhered to properly, or once you drive through them properly. Where the red light, an amber could come up and someone decide that they're not going to stop. And someone doesn't obey the 3-second rule after they get green, and so it's hazardous.
Hoping to create a different culture in the mindset of motorists and those who traverse the streets of Grand Bahama, City Manager McIntosh says the GBPA has a plan.
What we will do going forward, commencing hopefully in January of the new year, 2016, is look to partner with the police, the insurance companies, and Road Safety Committee and Road Traffic with educating the public on how to use the various roundabouts properly.
The Grand Bahama Port Authority reminds the motoring public to slow down and be conscious on the road because the life saved could very well be their own. Kimberly Mullings, ZNS Network News.
Stay with us, there's more news after this.
Bringing news that matters to you. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition.
Welcome back. A local businesswoman receiving an international honor, and she's now being recognized around the world. President and CEO of Benchmark Consulting Services Billy Bowe has been certified by online magazine eZine as an expert author.
And you get published with eZine and they brand you as an expert author, it's a really big deal because they send these articles all over the world in various publications. And in fact, I didn't even know how big of a deal it was until I Googled myself and I found out that I was actually featured in, Bloomberg. One of my articles was in Bloomberg and I'm like, oh my gosh, yes. So eZine is like a hub for authors to write. And what they do is they select the best authors and they take that material and they blast it to the world.
Although she has been writing for many years, the local businesswoman says this international recognition is opening many doors of opportunity for her.
It's a wonderful recognition. In fact, as a result of it, I'm now in several other digital magazines. One is the Lioness magazine, which is the #1 digital magazine for female entrepreneurs. Yes. And the other one is called Connected Woman magazine. They feature my articles as well. So it's a wonderful opportunity. I'm excited.
Lily says eZine allows her to submit articles on basically any subject. However, she has an area of focus.
And I focus a lot on human resources, matters that are directly related to business and HR. Lately, however, I've been writing a lot about entrepreneurship, especially women in business. So they pretty much are very flexible with what I write. And so actually one has been published today, and that one is about customer service. So I have a lot of leverage. I can write about whatever. And what is good about that is that they direct my articles to audiences that these articles would appeal to.
She's encouraging women with big dreams and aspirations to take the leap of faith.
For me here in the Bahamas, what it shows me is that jump. Take the leap, take the risk, do it. If you feel like that is something that you're passionate about, do it. And you know what? If people criticize, that's a learning experience for you. It's just been a blessing because I get people actually write to me and say, can you write about leadership? Can you write about this? So I have a really good following, and so that encourages and motivates me. So I would say, as a businesswoman, I'm here geographically, but I'm touching people all over the world.
Billy was also recently certified as an international speaker. Over on the island of Abaco, stakeholders are coming together to construct a library. This facility is welcome news for the youth and adults of that community. Megan Shepard has the details.
Family Island Administrator for the Central Abaco District, Preston Cunningham, commending the local township committee for their vision and efforts in constructing a new library for the Marsh Harbor and Spring City communities. The library is still in the construction phase and sits on the same property of the former library that is dilapidated and destroyed.
As far as I'm concerned, we had no real library. There's been just a rundown, old, dilapidated building, and hence the need for a modern the library. The construction has started and foundation is on, and they're now putting up the blocks, and I am sure the communities will put all of their support behind them because the library is good for our children and indeed the adults as well.
Cunningham says that residents are very excited and looking forward to the library's completion. He says any community that can come together with a willingness and drive to make things happen will be a successful community. He is also commending the Township Committee from Dundas Town for their efforts in building a better community.
Somebody had a dream where they had seen the necessity to put together a social setting, as it were, where residents as well as children are able to come to that ground and relax themselves, enjoy one another as they swim if they choose to swim, stir fry their fish, fix their conch salad, and the list goes on. It could be found there when they get on that site. And so the chairman, fire a new bowl there, and Carl Archer is the chairman for the committee for Marsh Harbor, Spring City, and all of their members who work with them. I want them to know that I'm encouraged by their efforts.
Kimberly Mullings, ZNS Network News.
It's time now for Ask the Doctor.
I'm Dr. Monique Pratt. Welcome. Today we are continuing our discussion of the different types of diabetes. Type 1 diabetes is an autoimmune disease where the organ called the pancreas produces very little to no insulin. There are some scientists who believe that type 1 diabetes is a genetic condition where the cells of the pancreas are attacked and stopped functioning, while others think that the disease may be due to a virus that causes the immune system to begin attacking the pancreas. Persons who are diagnosed with type 1 diabetes tend to be under the age of 20, and in children it is also called juvenile diabetes. People who have type 1 diabetes have the disease for life because the pancreas cells that produce insulin are destroyed. They will also need treatment in the form of either insulin shots or an insulin pump. Exercise and careful attention to diet is necessary, along with insulin therapy in order to prevent fluctuations of blood sugar. Type 2 diabetes, or sometimes called adult onset diabetes, is generally found in people who become overweight as they get older. It accounts for about 90% of all cases of diabetes. Despite this, the number of children and young adults that are being diagnosed with type 2 diabetes is increasing due to a lack in physical activity and is considered a lifestyle disease because it is normally caused by living an inactive lifestyle. If you have a question about diabetes or any other health concerns, please email askthedrabahamas@gmail.com. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt, and this has been Ask the Doctor.
Don't go away. Sports is up next with Ricardo Ligborn.
Everybody, welcome to Sports and Ricardo Ligborn. This one tonight goes out to Dora Bartlett, and yes, we want you to get well, and I also need you to behave yourself as well. When the children ask you to take your medication, make sure you do it, and do it for me, okay? All right, the Ground Ball Amateur Softball Association also had a very busy weekend on the diamond. They're only playing slow pitch, but they're having some fun. The Grand Lucan Mixers and Western Blue Marlins on the diamond in a co-ed game, and this was a doozy. Grand Lucan trying to keep a grip on the game, but put out here by the third baseman is not helping. West End on offense, and Cookie records a base hit to center field. Not bad for the third-year rookie. The Blue Marlins found an opening in center field and took full advantage of it. Okay, Keisha, you're a fast-pitch player. Ripped this one, but hits it right to the third baseman. He's got a sure glove. Sterry also had some remnants of a game. Base hit to right center field. The Marlins are running on the play. Yep, even Cookie, she's got some giddy up. The Grand Lucan Mixers were up to the challenge and watched the shortstop snag the ground ball to get the out at first base and the win. The Mixers also defeated Pelican Bay on the weekend. Tennessee Lutheran and Gateway crossed the line, and this was a classic. There was some opening in Tennessee Lutheran's defense, and Gateway found them on a few occasions. Tenners also with a few pop in their bat as well. Quentin able to find one at that. Then again, some of the Tenners players needed to actually throw in the towel. Good glove here by Gateway for the 6-3 out. This is Gateway game, and also recording a 20-16 win over Tenners. Leon Jr. next time take the bus. Also from the weekend, Bishop Michael Eldon Warriors net Freeport games 5-4. Cubas Destroyers bag Pats Uniform Reds 18-6 the score. And a competitive field, I played the Bernie Russell Memorial Pool Shootout on the weekend. Italia Hall actually got something to do. It's called billiards. Let's go to that story.
The Bernie Russell Memorial Pool Tournament played on the weekend at the Grand Bahama Pool Room on Queens Highway. The tournament was organized by Kevin Miller, who is a close friend of the late Bernie Russell, who loved the game of pool. Miller says 60 persons participated, and they are already talking about next year.
This is the first year that we're putting on the team's portion of it. So the team got started a little bit late, but it's going pretty good so far. We have 8 teams in total, teams from Abaco, Nassau, and Freeport.
Dawson Malone is calling it one of the biggest turnouts they've had.
Every event is well supported. The 10-ball doubles has about 16 members. The teams has 8. And the singles was the biggest we've had in the Bahamas this year. I think it was 53 individuals.
Tyler the Genius Russell of Abaco is this year's singles champion. The 2013 and 14 champion Dario the Beast Woodside of New Providence had to settle for second place this year. Roosevelt Bolo Albury third and Barry Smith fourth. In the team segment, Bullets and Sticks of New Providence placed third. Second was New Providence's Snippers. And this year champions, Team Freeport. It's Talia Hall, ZNS Total Sports.
Only one question. Where are them hard-mouth fellas from Grand Key? They always got an excuse. That's a look at sports tonight.